On the mic is a queen.
A place for you to be authentically you.
It's good, crazy.
We support each other.
Keep going. Oh, okay.
And have fun while doing it. Most importantly, we encourage one another to keep going.
Okay, come on. 1, 2, 3, get it together.
You're listening to the Authentically Natural podcast, where we discuss controversial issues to bring one another together. We are your hosts, Kasey Freeman and Jasmine Philyaw.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Authentically Natural podcast. We have the one and only Khadijah Torbert, successful, amazing journalist. Literally has received her bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism with a master's degree in sports management. So educated.
She has been a reporter and now reporter producer.
Yes.
And she's bomb.com.
And she's a self-proclaimed entrepreneur.
She is the owner of Made Worthy Journals. We will link her website in our description box in the podcast, as well as our YouTube channel and on our Instagram as well.
Love it.
They're right there. If you're watching it.
Yeah, I'm gonna order Kasey one for her birthday.
Yeah, she already told me, which is why I didn't order one, because she said.
This is what you get for your birthday.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about self-care, and kind of what we do to make sure that we're okay. We're going to be talking about journaling and just protecting our own energy. So my first question to you, Khadija, is what made you start journaling in the first place, and when did you decide to make it your business?
So I've been journaling for a while before, I guess, the term journaling came about. I used to call it just my diary back in 4th grade, middle school. I just used to write out a lot of my feelings before I started playing sports, which I could let out a lot more of it. But I used to get kind of, picked on a little bit in middle school, kind of probably how a lot of people did. And instead of, telling my parents or telling my brother, I'm I'm just going to write down all my feelings so I don't have to cut nobody today. But no, it really did help release, and it actually made me a better writer, which then became my profession, which is producing and writing. So I was like, look at the guy working. But I honestly didn't want to make it something that I made money off of for a long time. But I was like, I feel like people really need an outlet, especially in 2020. So much has gone on in 2020. But God has honestly, he put it on my heart back in 2015. I kept saying no, nobody not gonna write in no journal, nobody's gonna use this. But I really do credit one of my good friends, Sydney, for kind of reintroducing me to the idea back in college, after a crazy, messy breakup, just to be like, hey, you really need an outlet to release everything that you're feeling right now, along with prayer, of course.
Yeah.
But that's honestly how it came about. And then I just knew this year was the year I wanted to release it. And it was perfect timing, for real.
It really was, especially with everything that's going on with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, I guess everyone's mental health is kind of I hate saying in shambles, but literally that has been the main topic of 2020 with all of the events that's taking place with COVID, death.
Yes.
The economy, the election. We need more outlets. Yes, exactly. We just need more outlets.
Other racial injustices that we face always.
I just feel no year like 2020 has self-care and mental health been brought up so much. So that's why I was wow, was really on time.
Oh, you're right. Literally, this is good. And I love your covers. This is my favorite. I'm probably going to end up getting case of this one or the other one. The pink one. I like that one too. But I like how they all have in a way, a different message. And it's enough pages. This is enough pages for me to literally write out everything. Because some journals that I've had in the past, it's only 10 pages, 15, pages. And I'm that's not enough for me to write.
Especially for me, I'm just a writer, but I feel I wanted to make each cover something not too crazy, but not anything too out there or just too simple. So I wanted some positive like affirmations on them, like you are beautiful, you are worthy, of course, which is like the staple of the journals. And of course, it is well. That's like my mantra. I'm like, it is well with my soul. Like I don't care what's going on. Like it's well. Like God got it's well. But yeah, I just wanted like, you know, just some a little encouragement. Like even if you don't open it all the time or write it, you can just look at it and be like, okay, like I am worthy. I am beautiful.
Yes,
So,
that's true. Oh, I love that. I love that.
So if for people who may not journal or may just look at journaling as I write down like a brain dump kind of thing, or like different avenues, like talk to us about how to properly journal, or like what ways you use or suggest for people to properly journal and release those aggressions and emotions and feelings.
yeah, I feel like I get that question the most. Like, what do I put in it? Like, how do I start? And I'm like, honestly, it's you just writing down like kind of what you want to. And I feel like the best way to start is literally maybe finding a quiet place, maybe going into nature, or sitting like alone and just kind of like really like what's on my mind today. Or like if you just want to do like affirmations, like a lot of people don't do affirmations, and I didn't realize that until this year. Like a lot of people find it odd to be like, Khadija, you're beautiful. Khadija, like you are loved. And I found that very interesting that people don't do that. But those are like small like steps people can do like daily. But I have like guys who have bought you know, kind of the plainer ones, the black ones or the tan ones, and they'll put their exercise workouts in it. So it's like you really use it for what you want, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like their fitness goals that they mark down, and that's kind of like their way of keeping track of milestones. So I was like, that was unique. My grandma uses it for recipes. So it's like whatever you want to kind of, you know, use it for, it's up to you. So
I love that. I was just about to ask you, like, have you had men, you know, come into the, like, buy journals? Because now they've really come into the conversation a lot more, especially our Black men when it comes to their mental health, because obviously it's been taught and programmed, you know, that's not, you don't need to cry. You don't need to talk. You just need to just be strong. You need to do this. But now it's literally coming into play of, wow, like, protect Black women, the movement, and just in general, the dynamic of the Black family, the restructuring of the Black family. It has come right around a full circle to the Black man. So I feel like now mental health is so prevalent with them as well. But I was just about to ask you about that. Have you had any, like, literally just come to you and just be like, hey, like, literally just be like, hey, like, I know this is this, but I'm going through this. How can I translate that into words?
Yeah. Surprisingly, yes. It hasn't been like a, oh my gosh, like all these men are saying like, oh my gosh, this has helped me. But it's been like a few, like a couple, like 2 to 5 men who said like, well, I didn't realize I really needed this. I know one of them specifically, he lost his mom. And, you know, like you said, men are taught to hold it in, but he was just like, he was really able to kind of like write down what he's been holding in for 6 months. And I was like,
Oh
my gosh. But it's just, that just made me kind of feel good that like I was able to provide something to him to help him cope in a way that, you know, it's not anything dangerous, you know, it's a safe outlet. Nobody is reading it but you. But he said he's just going to keep it and kind of document like kind of like his phases of anger sometimes because he's not over it, of course.
so
Yeah, but I just,
good.
it's good because like I'm like, men journal too. Like, you know, they need to let out some stuff.
That should be your next hashtag. Men journal too.
Men journal too.
I've been taking some notes on 2 things that I wanted to bring up. And they kind of like go hand in hand, like on kind of the same spectrum, like going to like what you said about writing down affirmations, and a lot of people don't write affirmations. I feel like a lot of that comes from the fact that like we're taught like be selfish, be selfless, be humble, like don't brag on yourself too much, you know what I mean? Like don't like boast, don't be boastful. I mean, that's even in the Bible, you know what I mean? So we're taught to like be chill, but sometimes we do have to gas ourselves up and we have to motivate ourselves and stuff like that. So I guess like just talking about like breaking down those social norms, like what has that been like?
It's
For either
I
one.
never thought about it from that perspective actually until this moment. So thank you, Kasey. But I think that's true. Like society tells us to, you know, always think about our neighbor, but you know, we also have to to take care of ourselves because we don't want to pour from something that's empty. Everybody needs to be poured into. So if you're giving and giving and giving, eventually you're gonna be empty. So, I'm all about breaking barriers. So I'm all about crushing social norms anyway. But that's a good point. I just feel like you have to find the delicate balance to take care of yourself and also, of course, have love for others. But you first have to love yourself. So it's just like, how can you love others if you don't love yourself? So like speaking, positive stuff to you, and whether that's writing it down or verbally saying it, like as you keep repeating it or saying it, you'll believe it. So
that's true.
About.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I also think about like the flight attendants on the plane. Like I just went to Sacramento and came back, and they always tell you like put on your oxygen mask before you can help others. And I feel like that's so true. Like you can't help somebody else without like first making sure they're okay. Kind of like what you just said.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Do you think it's a lack? I mean, yes, it's a lack of affirmations, but do you think it's a lack of manifestations too?
I think so. And I feel like honestly, like I like manifesting and like self-care, mental health. I mean, so many words this year that you may have heard of, but you've never used so much. None other like this year. And I feel like manifesting is one of those words that everybody's kind of like holding on to. But I feel like people are scared to dream big. And I know that sounds weird, but it's like, we're taught dream big, reach for the stars, but like actually writing it down and like being like, I'm gonna obtain this, like people are like, oh, like I don't know. Like, so people are kind of timid from manifesting things.
Yeah, because literally I was listening to a podcast on self-care, and one of the hosts was basically just saying how when she talked to her therapist said, you really don't talk about your wants or your desires. And she's like, well, I've just always been like, okay, like I just need to be humble. I just need to think about this, or in order for me to get here, I really got to accomplish this first. And she said, well, that shouldn't dictate, how you dream.
Yeah.
And I literally was sweeping my kitchen and I was like, oh my God, Jasmine, like what are your dreams? What are your wants? Sometimes I think we put that on the back burner and we think about, okay, like this is just a need, this is a necessity, but we don't think about, and I'm not talking about necessarily like material things. That's okay, if that's your preference, if you want that Gucci belt, that Louis Vuitton bag, but just in general, like thinking about what you want. Like, do you want to make 6 figures in the next 2 years? Do you want to open that business? Do you want to start a podcast? Do you want to venture off in higher education or wherever? Like, people are not as spontaneous. It's like you see people being spontaneous, but then you also see, it's like in our age group, and I guess we're kind of the older millennials, I like to call us, because we experienced dial-up and, internet. Anyway, but it's like, yes, you see risk takers, but at the same time, you still see us kind of still following the rules. So I just thought that was very interesting that you said that. They just brought that up in me.
And I think sometimes like people don't know what manifesting is too, because I feel like it looks different for different people.
That's true.
I've been like wanting and desiring things for years, and I'm just now seeing it come to pass, which I didn't know that it was called manifesting until again 2020, and I was like, oh that's what that is. But I just feel like people know what it is, but they don't really know what it is.
I also feel like when it comes to like journaling and manifesting, like it's a lot about like holding yourself accountable, and a lot of people don't have like the discipline to like hold themselves accountable. Right. And on top of that, like there's a lot of disappointment that can come behind that. So people don't like manifest their things because they're like, well, it didn't happen in my time frame, so it's not ever gonna happen. Or they feel like, oh, well, if I write it down and make it plain, then I really have to do it. And they're not ready to commit to those steps, the steps that they either write or like the overarching theme. You know what I mean?
I have a question for both of y'all then. You brought that up, and Khadijah, you brought that up. Do you think that is linked to our popcorn success society?
Y'all gonna make me young.
Because
To get the fresh-
literally, it's just like
yes.
people are so like they don't believe in the process. It's always a process to get where you're going.
Yeah.
They are disappointed in the process and not understanding that, I mean, this takes time. I look at my deans and my VPs and I'm like, they literally, which we have a young dean that's like in his like mid 30s. He works at the Alabama Community College system, but it still was a process. Like he still like literally put in all this work to get to where he is. And I think about that. I'm like, that was faced with disappointments. That was faced with rejection.
Yeah.
But I think we see things and we're like, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay, I see the IG model. No offense to any IG models, no shade. It's just, I see that body, so I want it. Or I see this, I want this. It's never a mentorship. How do I get it?
Yeah, it's always like, I mean, like you said, it's like if somebody like gets a house, it's like you never know their story for even like obtaining that house. Like you just see like, well, I've been saying I've been wanting a house, but no, but have you been saving? Have you been like putting away, or do you just like go out like, you know, it's just like, what are you doing to prepare yourself for what you're asking for? Or it's just like, you know, if you see like couples and like, you know, you're single, it's just like, you don't know what it took to get them to that happiness. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, it's just.
I feel like for me,
Preach.
it's not really the popcorn success in my opinion. Like you really have to think about the stories of the people who are successful. Like I'm going to give you like a couple of examples. Like Mulatto, she's 21 now and she started off on the rap game and she's tired of talking about it because she was so young. You know what I mean? Like that was 10 years ago or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like she's been rapping since she was 8. She didn't get on the rap game until she was like 15 or something like that. And she's 21 now. So like we see her as, oh, she's like popping now, but she's been working. Like even if you look at like Megan, she's been doing like stuff. Cardi, like she was on Vine, being Vine famous. Like even if you look at like, YouTube stars, like they came from 0 subscribers and now they have vlogs. So literally, you're just seeing like what they're posting today.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like, which all of those people have talked about their processes, but then when you go on Instagram and you follow influencers or something like that, like you see their success automatically. Like you be like, okay, like I don't see a process, but what I see is I can obtain that. And I totally agree. We're not understanding the process of the success of how they got there.
Right, because everybody has a process. It's just a matter of if you see it or not. You know what I mean? Like, and you really don't know how much they cried or how much they wanted or how much they spent to get there. You know what I'm saying? You're just seeing the right now and thinking, oh, they just came up, and that's not what happened to anyone. That doesn't happen to hardly anyone, really.
That's like Joe Biden. He ran to be president 3 times, lost his mom. I mean, I'm sorry. Well, he had lost his mom, but literally lost his daughter, his wife, his son. His son died of an aneurysm. Like, I just be like, oh my God. And then literally you were VP to Obama, one of the greatest to ever do it. And now, you know, like all of that, like you're in your 80s. I mean, you know, you're 76. It's the whole story. But I just think about in general the process, which I know he's a white male. We know that. But I'm just thinking about the heartache that he experienced within that too.
Right. He still has heartache that he had to go through.
Absolutely. I mean, oh my God, like I couldn't imagine. But literally, you are so right. The process. It's the process.
I remember Tyler Perry said like it just takes like one person to say yes. And I mean, you got to think about the many years like he was homeless, like nobody wanted to see his plays, and like where he is now, I'm just like, that's a process. Like that's a process.
That is a whole process, and he's a revolutionary because he literally was making. He wasn't making, you know how they say Emmy, Academy Award winning. He was making stuff for our culture, and like he literally has been recognized for his stuff. He's getting awards now, and I'm like, you know, like I don't know. It just his story alone just inspires me.
Yes. And I mean, I think when I heard him talk one time, like he was just like, you're in control of kind of like your destiny, of course, along with God, but it's just like you got to see it. Because I mean, family members were telling him like, no, stop, but he was like, I saw the vision. And it's like, if you believe it, like if you want to keep manifesting and praying about it, like you have to like believe in yourself, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm sure he watched other people around him like who had crappy movies, and he was like, I can do better than that, you know. But it just wasn't his time, you know. So until it was, so
I agree. Prayer without work is just dead. It's just a lamp feeding poodle.
Exactly. And that's why I think that's where people lack the idea of manifesting and journaling properly, because it's like they write down what they want, but they don't do anything to get it. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, for me, like whenever I journal, like I write down like what happened to my day, like what I'm grateful for, like for the day. And then I end my journals always with a prayer. Like I physically write down my prayer. And I feel like just doing that, like, it's like, okay, I am making a mental note that I am grateful for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my day, like granted, I just wrote all this shitty stuff from my day. Okay. But I still have stuff to be grateful for, you know? And I feel like people don't do both. Like if you're just constantly reminding yourself of everything that went wrong today, what you think is gonna happen? I guess my question, like I just said, like my journaling routine, like what are you guys' journaling routine? Like how do you journal? Or if it's like the same or if it's different, like what are your variations of journaling?
Yeah. Khadijah, I really want you to start.
I feel like mine changes daily. But I like set out time though, like each morning, because I work night, so it's just like journaling in the early morning is better for me. So, and God just automatically wakes me up for some reason at like 5 or 6 a.m. So that's usually when I do it. Yeah.
Prayer hour.
And I'm just like, Lord, why am I up? But and then I go back to sleep. But it's just like I kind of do what Kasey do. I like have a moment of gratitude first, and then I kind of like write down like whatever is on my heart, whatever is on my mind, or kind of like sometimes my fears, my worries, and then I always like end it with like, but I know like God, you're able. So mine is kind of like more of like a spiritual route.
Yeah.
I use it to kind of like write down like my troubles sometimes, but also like the positive stuff, like God, like you did this, like I just had like one of the best accomplishments in September, and like that was like 4 pages because I was like but I gotta remember, like I went and found my journal from like way back when, and I'm like, wow, I remember when I first wrote that down, you know, and it's just like crazy that like it's just now coming to pass like 8 years later. So it's just like I think that's the beauty of journaling, like going back and looking at old journals and seeing like, wow, this actually happened. Like, wow. So that's my process. I don't know if I answered it well.
Oh, you answered it really good.
Yeah. Okay, Jasmine, what's your journal?
So my journaling process, so I do have 2 journals. I did purchase a journal where I just dump everything out. Like I'm talking about like straight up dumping, like whatever I feel, however I feel, that's my thing. And then I have another journal to where I'm literally assessing my day. Like, did I practice mindfulness? What am I appreciative for? Things like that. The best case scenario, the worst case scenario type ordeal. So I do a bit of both because I need to be able to give my mind time to like literally dump out everything, even stuff. Sometimes it'd be straight up adjectives. It don't make no sense, but it's because at the moment I can't get it out. So I'm trying to translate it the best of my ability. So if it's just an adjective of whatever, I literally have to get it out because that's what I thought about. But then when I can assess my thoughts, that's when I'm structuring more. So I'm saying, okay, so this is what I'm appreciative for. This is what's going on in my life. However, best case, worst case scenario, and moving on from there. So those are my journaling aspects. But my dump it journal is strictly my dump it journal. Like, everything in that journal.
I'm so weak. No, that's good. I also have like a separate journal, but it's like for my future husband. So it's like prayers, or like just sometimes like just if I randomly think like, yeah, of course I don't know who that is. I'm not married, just putting that out there. But it's like I want to present that to him, like either the week before our wedding or like the
Oh,
day.
that is so sweet.
And it's like I've been writing it since like 2016. So it's
Can I
like,
steal that? Can I like just steal that idea? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
go ahead, girl.
like that is so. Oh my god! Like that would make me cry.
Yeah.
Like if my future spouse thought enough of me to write.
Mhm.
Literally, you haven't even met me yet.
Look, I hope he like it. Shoot, he better like it.
He probably gonna go, oh my god.
But like, it's just like it's not like full at all. It's just like it's not like I write in that one every day. It's like literally whenever I like think about. I don't think I've written in it since like August. So it's been a while. So.
That is so cool, though. Oh my god, I'm stealing that idea.
Go ahead, girl.
I'm gonna let Jasmine have that idea.
That's so sweet. All right, future husband. I'm writing for you.
I'm so weird.
Any like last minute like self-care like tips like other than just journaling, like what else do you do?
I have found that I like hiking now. Because I mean, once everything was like shut down, I was like, I don't want to just stay in my room. So I've done like a few hikes this year. Some solo, some with friends, but I've enjoyed that. Of course, just like reading. Honestly, like self-care doesn't have to be like anything like expensive. It's just like if you want to call out of work, do so. Because I mean, they're gonna replace you like in a minute if you just for whatever reason. So I've learned this year to honestly take those days, even if it's like nothing is wrong. I'm just like, I just need a day. Like, so anything like that a person feels like will just make them like even like more happy, or just if they just need time to just decompress, I would just say like do whatever that is not reckless or
Yeah.
illegal. But whatever that may be, whatever that is to them.
Oh, that's true. I used to feel so bad for taking off work, and now I just don't care. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to take off.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. Y'all need me. Y'all be all right. Y'all will figure it out. I do not care. Wow. Kasey, what do you do? What's your self-care?
Yeah, what do you do? My mama does shopping.
Oh, I go to the gym
Yeah.
every morning,
Mm.
like every day, because
Then you go to the gym? Yeah, okay.
I go to the gym every morning. I usually get a massage from like Massage Envy. Yeah.
You best.
It changes my life, honestly. It actually does so much, like not only like the mental health aspect, but the massage like promotes blood flow so that your workout is actually better because your body is loose and it can like do what it needs to do to work out.
I booked a massage for my birthday for next week, so I'm prepped.
Oh, I want to do one.
Girl, do it. It'll change your life. I say just do it for the health aspect, like because honestly, not that you like you don't need to lose any weight, but like massaging increases your successful of your workout, which makes you.
Yeah, I'm trying to be slim thick, so I'm trying to
increase everything.
I'm trying to have more booty.
I'm trying to be slim thick, so I'm trying to pack on the muscles. So I'm trying to be like walking around like Kasey. Shoot.
Yeah, because Kasey, you look good.
Ooh.
She just
Look,
crazy.
look, cat like where?
Cat, you know,
Look,
cat sometimes cat be tripping.
Cat where? Oh, okay.
Cat said, there it is. Whoop, there it is.
Yeah,
any other like last words, comments?
You asked me what my self-care was.
I thought you said it.
No, I did.
Well, you asked the question, so I thought you said it. Oh.
God, please.
what's your self-care, Jasmine?
Answer the question.
Okay, my self-cares consist of soaking in a bubble bathtub, soaking, sitting on my couch doing nothing.
Yes.
Literally just watching TV mindlessly. I love watching Real Housewives shows. I know that is not even, I don't even care.
Yeah.
I just want to sit and indulge with Monique and Candace, what they got going on. Indulge in what Candy got going, because I don't want to care about what I got going on. So I just want to sit here and not do anything. I like to read.
Mm-hmm.
I do like to do that, and I do like to hike too. I do like to do that. That's
I've
part
never
of
heard of you going on a hike.
yeah, me and Tyler. Yeah. Yeah, girl. Ask Tyler. You call him up.
I'm gonna ask him about that one hike that y'all went on.
Oh no, baby, we've been on more. Call him up, boo. You call him up. Well, he might lie. He might be like, I don't know how you feeling right now, but yeah, I like doing it. Like I like, going on little trails and stuff because it eases my mind. But I really love just sitting on my couch just doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's good. Too.
With a snack involved.
Have any of y'all been in therapy?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I want to
start back going again, just like for like regularity and routine. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to just go because like something's wrong.
That's good.
Okay, so that's fantastic because that's what I'm trying to do too. Like regular. I've just been trying to find somebody that we connect and that we can talk and it's more free. So like, it's not like you're trying to assess me. Like you're literally just trying to, just help me. You're not going to try to prescribe me no medication if you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's a good mental thing to do though.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Khadijah?
I haven't, but I want to though.
Yeah.
Like I think like Jazz said, like I'm trying to find somebody that is not
generic.
Yeah.
Butter.
Yeah. Because I feel like if I'm trusting you enough with my issues, then the least thing you could do is not try to rush me up out of the session.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's true.
It's a lot. And you want to just be like, well, your problem is this. You don't know what my problem is.
Don't textbook me.
Yeah.
Or like throw the little terms. You could throw a few loops in there, but let's, layman terms. I don't want no psychological jargon. I just want you to talk to me.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like that's not talked about enough. Like therapy is fine, even if nothing is going on, just to talk.
Yeah.
Girl. Okay, I think that's an American thing too, because we literally like only go to the doctor when something's wrong. We don't just
a Black American thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, like literally statistically that's shown among white Americans, Black Americans, Native Americans, Hispanics. I'm sorry, who the other Hispanic. That's just the thing. We literally only do things when it is an ailment.
Yeah.
And that's why I've made it a point, like I need to go to the doctor twice a year. Like I need to be doing this, like literally. So nothing's wrong, but I just want to make sure that everything's fine. Like in the European countries, or I can only mainly speak for European countries because that's mainly what I do research on. They literally like go to the doctor all the time.
But like their healthcare is better than ours.
No, not like in France, and they have socialized medicine, so it's really not that good. But if we're talking about Canada, oh yeah, they have one of the number one healthcare systems. They're great. Tax is high, but they're good.
Tax is high.
Tax is high now.
Lord.
No offense to France, y'all just need to work on your healthcare.
Ooh, just like America, Lord.
No, it's so American.
Just like America.
Just like
Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Lordy.
But Khadijah, how's your mental health been throughout these last few months?
I feel like the beginning of 2020, it was fine, right? Until like COVID, all the police brutality situations. So that took a toll, especially like being like a part of the broadcast that goes out. So that hit home because it's like certain stuff you're at work, they don't understand and they can't relate to. So it led to me kind of like
and be not biased, you know what I mean? And that's kind of hard when you're talking about like, your own community, you know.
Mhm. So that was definitely tough. So I've had a few outbursts with that at work with some colleagues. So, um, but the latter half of this 2020 has been going good. Mentally, physically, all that. So I started back working out because gyms are, opening again. So that was really good. So it's just kind of just doing what's necessary, hanging out with friends again, and kind of trying to get back to a normal life, even with masks and everything. So, hmm yeah. What about y'all?
It's been going.
Yeah.
It's been going. I think in my workplace, I have a lot of baby boomers. I have a lot of white male baby boomers.
Mm.
So it's just a different construct. And people say things. And it's not because they want a reaction, but it's just because they're not ignorant. They know what they're saying. They just want to say it because they're entitled and privileged to say it in front of you. So there have been instances where I've had to just kindly be like, well, this is a different perspective, because you can't really curse somebody out and be like, hey, I can slap you. But, just trying to be calm and this is a different perspective, or just be like, okay, I need to leave now because I'm liable to,
Cuts you out.
and I know what you drive. I never have done that, by the way, but don't push me. What Jasmine Philyaw said.
I feel like for me, you can have the whole 2020. Like, I want a full refund, and starting December 4th, I want my refund. Starting December 4th.
I want another stimulus check. I just got the one I got last week. Trump, he was upset at me because I was talking a whole bunch of stuff. But I just got it. I need a whole nother stimulus check. I need some food stamps. And preferably, just like Kasey said, just a refund. And another year. Let's redo this.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
2020.
Any other lasting tips? Because any other lasting tips? Because this is getting a little lengthy for
Okay. Yes. Khadija, do you have any final message or anything that you like to share, bestow upon us when it comes to mental health and just in general self-care?
I mean, I think especially now for 2020 and to go into 2021, it's just like, honestly, like, don't get fatigued. I know we're so tired of hearing certain words or have certain restrictions, but like, there is hope. And just to keep pressing, honestly, like, that's the main point of like having self-care and like journaling. Like, it's to give you hope that something better is on the way. It's coming, it's around the corner. Like, I know we want a refund. I know we want to throw 2020 away, but like, it's just so much probably beauty that people don't realize that has happened in 2020 that, they're proud of, or some stuff may have happened, but just like to have hope that better is on the way. It's coming.
I literally just wrote that down. I'm going to put that on my mirror, both of my mirrors. That was just great. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Like, seriously. Oh my God, don't get fatigued.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's it.
Khadijah, because Kasey just first and foremost, we just want to thank you so much. You are our first endorser. You are a former classmate of ours. We know how amazing you are. If everyone has not had the privilege to get to know you, they should definitely check you out, definitely purchase your product. We thank you so very much for just coming on here and just giving us your pearls of wisdom. We thank you. We're so appreciative of you. A fellow Black queen. We love you.
Love y'all.
We're hoping something was said today that will definitely touch people, and people can actually learn from this and literally take these gems and put them on in their pockets. Make these words of affirmations, manifestations, put these on your mirrors, put these in your phone, whatever, but literally take you on the path to your success, whatever that looks like. I think that was good.
That was great. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's episode. Signing off, this is the Authentically Natural podcast featuring Made Worthy Journals. Did I do it right, Jazz? Because you know you should.
That was great, girl.
Awesome.
You better. Made worthy. I'm sorry, Jason. I scared my dog. I be scared.
Oh Lord, I bet you can scare him all the time.
I woke him up.
But no, I really appreciate this. Like, I was like, of course I'm gonna support y'all. So thank y'all for supporting me and thinking of me.
Yeah, I was like, self-care.
Oh,
Straight up. And
I love this podcast y'all are doing. Y'all are like perfect for it.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. Bye.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.